All right, everybody. It's the Hook Cam back with another film breakdown. This time checking out the Green Bay Packers. This breakdown is going to be a little bit different. If you're new to my channel, I guess what I do is I just like to go through and break down plays that I like to see offensively. I'll do a little bit of defense. I got a little bit of a background in coaching, so I just kind of like to explain it so people understand what's going on when they're watching football on Sundays. So with this one though, what I want to do is I want to take a look at the situational play calling from last year with Mike McCarthy. And then I want to take a look at the situational play calling with Matt LaFleur in Tennessee, and then as well with Nathaniel Hackett, the new offensive coordinator for the Packers in Jacksonville. So first things first, we're starting it off with the Packers taking on the Rams in LA, enemy territory. A phenomenal game. I'm sure that everybody watched it. But, just kind of looking at this play calling, right? Just pre-snap, what we're taking a look at, there was a short motion from Jimmy Graham, bringing him in here. All that's going to happen with that is he's checking Nadekamsu, this edge defender, and then getting out across the field into the middle. We got a streak from number 1, and then we have an out route from Davante Adams down here, and we got another streak from number 1 down below. Okay, we also have our back who's going to check release, but we know, obviously, the Rams have a great pass rush. That's no secret, okay? But what I'm saying with this is you have to be more creative when you're trying to get a first down on third down, right? There's nowhere else for 12 to throw the football on this. Take a look at this play. It's straight up man coverage. There's no question about it. And he's got nowhere else to go with this football. On top of that, you're asking your quarterback to throw from the opposite hash, and I'm not saying that that's a big throw for Rodgers. He can make this in his sleep, but you're just adding yardage to this throw, right? But when you take a look at it, there's nowhere else to go with this ball, but my biggest problem is that it's not designed to go anywhere else. There's one place that this ball can go, and that's to Davante Adams, who's getting locked up by Marcus Peters on this. Not necessarily that it's Davante Adams' fault, but it's like you can't throw for a flag on this. And it just there's no design to this. It doesn't look to me like they were really reaching into their playbook and trying to find a good 3rd and 5 call. This is just a play that's thrown out there. I think it's poorly designed, and it was reflective of McCarthy's coaching at this point. All right, checking out now the Titans and how they handled their third downs. Of course, Matt LaFleur was the offensive coordinator here last year. Already we can see that there's a difference with the formation, right? We got this trips bunch over here, and I understand that this is just one play that you're watching, but this is something that LaFleur likes to do. I've watched enough of his games to kind of pick up on what he likes to do on third down. This trips bunch is definitely something that he likes to go to. And there's a ton that you can do out of this, right? You can push vertically here with a dig and then run your crosser, or push vertically again with that dig, run a crosser here, and then run a wheel. There's so much you can do out of this trips bunch formation. The reason why it's such a hassle to deal with as a defense is because you create traffic, right? And the Cowboys are kind of attacking it one way you can do it, which is essentially you stack your corners, right? You have your point man, he's going to friction, and the reason why you friction is because you want to cause a traffic jam back here, essentially, so that you can mess with that timing, right? Okay, we have our number 2 corner. Now, one of two things that he's going to do, he's either going to take the second receiver out, or he's looking for that intermediate route, or he's just straight up locked on with 84 here, the number 3 receiver, okay? And then we have our deep corner, and he's either going to do one of a couple of things. Again, he's either locked up with number 1, or he's going to take the deep route, any sort of thing like that. There's a number of ways that you can attack this as a defense, okay? But just taking a look at how the Titans are running this, right? Now, number 1 is going to run across the field in a drag route, and he's just trying to clear out this point man. That's his whole goal, which he does a good job of. Number 3 on this is going to come up, and he's going to run a curl, and that's going to attract the attention from this number 2 corner, right? 2 good things. We're off to a good start. Number 1 on this is going to run up, try and step on the toes of that corner, and then break this thing to the sidelines. And of course, NFL cameras don't capture that, but that's how it ends up shaking out, okay? And this is a super easy passing route, super easy combo as far as routes goes. And again, this is Mariota making this throw. Imagine if it's 12 throwing it, right? That's an easy ball for him to complete. Throw that thing low into the sidelines, and we've got it, right? And this is just one example, of course, of what you could do with that trips bunch look that I think that you're going to see a lot in Green Bay next year. The other thing that you can do is now you're isolating your number 1 up top. So if you got 3 cats down here and you got Davante Adams up top, we'll get to what the Packers were really good at last year, and one of them was making sure Davante Adams was isolated, right? And he's going to torch most of the DBs he faces if he's isolated one-on-one, especially if you split him out here. Now this cornerback's on an island. But this is just one example of what the Titans like to do on third down and how efficient they are of it, and again, something that I think you could see in Green Bay this football season. And moving on to Jacksonville here, taking a look at a little bit of what Nathaniel Hackett likes to run on his third downs. Off the bat, formation wise, we got 3-by-1. We're trying to isolate our receiver down at the bottom. He's lined up in tight. I would imagine it's because they saw something on film that they liked that the Patriots ran defensively and that they could take advantage of. But up top, route wise, okay, what we're going to get is we're going to get a vertical, or excuse me, a dig out of number 3 on this. He's just going to come up and run a dig. All you're trying to do is push this upfield and try and clear out because number 2 is running a drive or a drag route, okay? And as we can see on this, he pushes vertically. That drag is open. But the reason why Bortles throws this ball to his receiver down at the bottom is because we get a blitz down here. And this is your blitz beater if you get this, right? As soon as he comes, deliver this thing, it turns it into a little out route. Nice and easy ball on 3rd and 7. And again, these aren't, the best of the best quarterbacks in the NFL completing these balls. These are, Blake Bortles and Marcus Mariota. And again, it's very easy route concepts, right? And it's not necessarily that the Patriots were running a defense that's more simple or different than the Rams. Obviously, it is different, but as far as it goes, this is still man coverage, right? I mean, we still got man across the board here. Yeah, we're bringing a blitz down here, and Bortles does a good job hitting his blitz beater. But this isn't any more difficult to face than what the Rams were looking at. And I think that it goes to the simplicity of Hackett and LaFleur on 3rd down is more efficient than what McCarthy was doing, right? McCarthy was just straight up running, verticals with an out route. That's a Madden play call. These are legitimate NFL play calls that are built to beat defenses, built to beat blitz beaters, and built to scheme up whatever defense you're playing that week. All right, taking another look at this Rams-Packers game, another 3rd down that I saw that kind of caught my eye here. 3rd and 5, Randall Cobb motions across the formation, just bringing a DB with him. This route combination between Jimmy Graham and Randall Cobb, Jimmy Graham's going to run like a dig route or kind of a crosser. Randall Cobb's going to friction with this DB, and then he's going to try and get across as an under. You've got 2 verticals from your 2 number 1 receivers. And again, this is it just doesn't seem like there's a ton of creativity on these 3rd downs, right? This ball gets completed because 12's an incredible quarterback and Davante Adams runs a double move and torches Marcus Peters. But again, these aren't high efficiency throws. These aren't throws that are guaranteed to work, right? This works because there's a double move, right? If that corner doesn't bite on the double move, it's going to be a contested catch, and we don't know if he comes down with it. And I guess, looking back at this, Rodgers might have been able to go to Jimmy Graham, who kind of comes free on his crosser. But again, there's just that lack of creativity with it. And when you watch more of the Titans and the Jaguars, it just seems like they put, not that they put more into it, but they're scheming up defenses better than McCarthy is. I think that's the main point, right? Is that they're doing more with less of a quarterback than McCarthy's doing with his quarterback, who's a top quarterback of all time. And we'll take a look at another Titans play here in just a second. All right, so back to Tennessee with this LaFleur-led offense. Looking at their game against the Patriots this time, again, we have this bunch look up top. It's out of an empty formation. All that we're going to get with this is we're going to get an in route from Dion Lewis, a corner route from their tight end, and then with the trips up top, we're going to get 2 curls and then a flat, right? Up here, we have a sort of a pick play, which is very standard for the NFL offenses on 3rd down. Totally understand it. Down here, it's just your classic. It's essentially a smash combination. Instead of him running a curl, he's running an in. It does the exact same thing, though. So again, we see this here. It's just going to be straight cover 1 from New England. A good ball to the corner. And again, that's a ball that Aaron Rodgers can throw, and he's going to complete easily. And if you look at the route combination up top, there's a couple of ways you can go with this, right? You can hit your number 3, I believe, who's running in on a curl. You might be able to hit your runaway here on an out. I don't know if he'll be able to get that 3rd down. Mariota definitely gets the right. He makes the right decision on this, and this play works. But again, these are the things that happen on 3rd down, and you watch the Titans, right, with LaFleur, and then you watch the Packers last year with McCarthy. And, McCarthy, again, he's just kind of beating his head against a wall with these really simple route combinations, and he's forcing Aaron Rodgers to make these incredible throws when, you can scheme a defense up. You can take some of that pressure off Aaron Rodgers, like let guys run routes, let them get open. And you can do it schematically as opposed to just isolating a guy one-on-one in man coverage. And this is an example of that, of scheming a defense up and making the right decision with your quarterback here. All right, fellas, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm ending it on a good play for you guys. again, I'm not trying to like rip on the Packers or anything. I'm just trying to show, maybe where McCarthy I think was flawed last year with what he was calling, where he really kind of put cuffs on Rodgers and really didn't let him be play to his true potential, and then kind of showing you guys what the guys who were at the helm this year, what they were calling on third down and why that stuff worked. So, again, I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys learned something. If you did, please like and subscribe. Share my stuff, trying to get my channel out there. And, I love doing this stuff. I love watching football. These are going to be coming during the regular season. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.